Tiens, pareil à notre what the dead? Because of fascism, on your Lord. O believe I can get that.
Legend Eba. Eba Sewa. Legend Yo. Oh, me and yeah. All right. I was there, young one probably at over medium so. The last segment here, Councillor Trot. Councillor Trot. The boss of Impact, we are not the poem.
Oh, Castenson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Castenson.
Ube Brofuson.
Brofo BG.
Ganualo Brofu.
The slaves that were captured earlier, the beautiful ones and the strong, obedient ones, were selected by the generals by picking with a stick when we were standing at the castle, and then so my great grandparents, my mother was chosen. My great grandmother was chosen. So once she was chosen, then she delivered my grandfather with one of the generals that came as neutral. So that is how our lineage started. So if you go to Su, the one who started there was a female that gave herself up for us to reproduce. So we are Ghanaians by law, but by blood we are not. You understand? But by the laws of the country, if you are giving birth here in 6 months, you are Ghanaian. So we are Ghanaians, and nobody can change us. But all the thoughts are from Asene, they are Ghans. We don't have a Iberi thought. We don't have a Shanti thought. I met somebody say I've called Boatin thought. It's a stolen name, but the name is rich. The name is authentic. The name is better. The name, sacks poverty. The name attracts women. There's nobody in my family who is sexually impotent. Once you bear the name Lutrot, no sperm can dry, and your womb can never be dry. As for pregnancy, when we discharge and you jump and you are ovulating, you'll be pregnant. So they are gifts. And if you watch our family tree, pastors, lawyers, teachers, politicians are few. We hardly do politics. But pastors, teachers, lawyers, we don't like litigation, and we like fairness. You understand? So the name Castenson happens to be, we are only two until I gave birth and I gave one to my son. There was only one person who has been called, was called Castenson throughout many years. Then I came. Next week I will explain to you who a Castenson is. But thank God that you can't mention it because it is a romantic name for sexual gratification in bed. You understand? Charlie, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited to be here. Let me say, Charlie, good morning to Dr. Amame Singh in Abu Dhabi, Dubai. My sister, bye-bye. Oh.
Bye-bye. Yeah,
December, she's here for the Orgasm Conference on the 25th December. Now, I want to tell everybody that the Ghana is not breaking down. So after election, there is a program coming up called the Families and the Orgasm Conference. Remember that orgasm is not the final stage of your life. Orgasm is one of the stages. Resolution is the final stage. Orgasm is not the end of sexual intercourse. It's part of the excitement. Doesn't last long. But after it, you enter into resolution. So no matter what will happen with the politicians, the the winner will be happy. The loser will be sad. But after it, the conferences that must happen in December in GH in Ghana will definitely come to pass. So get ready for it because it's going to happen. And then I was just asking a question before we left. The pastor who sang Namine Shirami, you said there's nothing wrong with it. Why do you say that? Sorry, I'm asking.
He was singing a song. I will be actual. I will be Danyamia Sanyamia Shai. The me no me who said, or Danyamia song. The natural say, oh, to your man, oh, to him, Munyuma, oh, Koshet, Nipa, or Trey, and Abakwa Semanzan, when peace like a river.
Charles Wesley was a man in the hand. And one can actually not the you be better than you be in your brain or the joy.
It's no, the air canon and I cannot.
And you don't care about the container, it's about the content. The content.
Was Yanku was an Sana may be resigning.
Okay. Because so for us, dice was that the Catholic convent have what they call the dogma. There's between doctrine and dogma. Okay. Dogmas are what you extract from the main doctrine to practice. Okay. So the liturgy, for example, when it comes to the moment of the sacrament, they have selected songs that must be sung. That you have to run it. So the sacrament has a format. And when we are doing mass, the sacrament, the hymns, the procedure, it's the same in all the Catholic convents. So if that is what they are pinning the man on, then it's wrong. However, unfortunately for the Catholic system right now, most of the mass that I have attended, that they are supposed to follow the liturgy by the dogma of the Catholic convent and their system. Majority of the fathers today won't follow, because the masses have seen Christ beyond the priest. Well, let me repeat. The masses in the Catholic convent now have seen Christ beyond the priest. Mark my word. 10 years from now, fathers will still marry and be able to continue in this particular faith. Celibacy is not holiness. And celibacy is a dogma, not a doctrine. So change is never. Now we have the Catholic Charismatic Union. They sing, they speak, ya matabarabade re matokoyada, whilst it is not accepted. Now they are doing the liturgy and the mass, and you hear the father singing, Mojeti na me wonkwa Yesu mojeti na me wonkwa. I was shocked. I opened my eyes. Is it Catholic? Whilst it was time for mass, the blood that Jesus gave way back on Calvary, the blood that give me strength from day to. I was there. I've been to more than 30 Catholic churches in this country. That instead of them to follow the liturgy and the hymns, they were choosing song. So Nyame Shirami, what is wrong with it? Because I imagine today has a song. So Fre Nyame se ombo se Nyame pa debi ebe ye obi adikanja wa manenya hoya se woni amba ya ma wuyu refina ya. That one. And what's up kwabna masore no pay ene me hu share wonsa me difi woni me fi be mo nyina. These songs are not coming from quote unquote your drunkard, your holy, your psychic, your well-trained proper gospel musicians you will call. So what wrong has the father done? And I analyze from 2 points. If the Catholic convent is dealing with him because he didn't use the liturgy, we will go for it. But if it is not that, but they think Martin Luther is a sinner, and there are more priests than the singer, watch it. But the American singers, they are writers of the hymns. That what they did before they wrote the hymn, you won't sing this. Because some of the hymns are dead. And I'm giving you an example like Charles Wesley. He had a bad marriage. That is why he wrote a lot of songs out of the house. If he was living with a wife in the house, he would have not written most of the songs that we sing and we cry. I need thee every hour more. Do you know where the song is coming from? We are not justifying this, but we are quick to apologize. That is our problem. I just see our patrol. Then it dents your credibility.
I don't know Ebusiano. Yeah, you patrol. And then so you will be our own time patrol there, and you won't do.
Now you don't do that quickly. You have to your worst. Now, I said we could go around. We tell 1 second. Here we are progressing there. And then extra power for channel. Video because Messi Agrada, young friend. Young friend. Now sorry that I'm friend. Me say, and come here, a short number will say, I want Instagram. But let me tell the full story. Agrada, me say, men can't say on society, say, I'm saying, but the body of Friday, they are sorry. Me name say, Yamia Fragrada.
Now, I know what's it.
A family home,
Sir,
maybe
I'm in the friend.
But that's it.
And war fra. That's fra o brasa bra be jam channel.
I no kura.
Into obi ani ho. Me no mi anu tie ntime.
I no kura.
But they say bia na ba and the bema ye hu dua ko.
Me po bia na nya so aba ntime ni. Ahaban ni se banchi. Ahaban ni se banchi bi ayendi.
Unhu se agrada ebo amanfo.
Say what the dia sorry dia na so bi enja na so
amanfo abrabo.
Abrabo ni de ohia nya ya ma
papa de se wanya ma unua no.
Enu ya adoye, enu ya ofre, onu ya adoye, enu ofre. But the man can say agrada na enum to. Say oto asori dan ni ma ne hu kafo ni kunu dada. Ena ni kunu dada na ampene. Ena onu tisi. I repeat. According to Agrada, she herself said she bought the church that was being sold for the husband who was a pastor. And the husband refused to come and occupy the church. That is what pushed her to use the church by herself. So Agrada, from where I sit, I don't doubt her calling. I don't doubt whether God has called her or not, but I'm saying that I feel that it was the church auditorium that invited Agrada. If now she has been called, I don't know. But a solid dino and a free Agrada. The son said, Neniswani who was a son of Kam. Now, so to a sorry man,
one monitor, na sorry, your nest and your manu. I'm monitor, saying you was Yama baby, Yama baby, Agrada.
There are a lot of excesses you can add to the ministry, but Yama baby, there's also son. On sister, Sabina Becatcher, me for so. But Yama baby, because me catch up, Agrada, a baby, or best sacra, and tell my Becas or son. Now, what is it? Watching me and Crophobia, one year, not be any kind. I want it to them. You want the other chidom. And you want the other one dom the trap. Now, sorry, what the other chidom, we are what we used to put the crowd. But you need to have what you used to maintain the crowd. And when people come because of Christ, because they are in crisis, and you use money to save them, they will go back into their crisis. But if you have power and authority to deliver and to speak, to pull them out, so you can tell them that where I'm taking you from, I can lead you to a better place, they will stay. So she should check some of the excesses. But we're giving people money because they came to church before and there are no more Christians. We have fed people and there are no more Christians. That is what the Bible says, that when Jesus was in the wilderness and the people were hungry, he finished teaching them for 3 days before he asked the disciples, feed them because they are hungry for 3 days. You don't feed people before you teach them. Teach them.
Before people no strategy and also they will be follow lay down procedure.
Oh yeah, because
set dynamics necessary. Yes, today now kind of different from today.
Now what I follow? Who are you following?
What happened there?
On whose authority?
Situation now, what yes, what happens? No,
on whose authority is John Mahama?
Society to its dynamic.
No, on whose authority is John Mahama campaign? On whose achievement? Is John Mahama campaigning on the achievement of Kuwaro? No, he's campaigning on his past achievement. On whose achievement is Bawumia vice president campaigning? Akufo-Addo's achievement. So you don't reinvent the wheel. You don't.
But do you understand what you said? Society is dynamic.
In the dynamism of society, there is a predecessor who started and you have to follow that one. All right. What do you give us?
Martin.
And that's for
Pastor, you can't no crack.
A call assign. Yeah,
there's a Berman tree. Our Bible. Say, oh, I asked me a day. I better to say, Berman, you only tree. Aha. And you know, say, a man be and a mother do not depending on the member. And yet, in society and cultural norms, na my yes, Bible knows no. Maybe who is a feminist, they say, Berman in meeting. And you say, and no tina mad do na depending on the member. And no, and yet no class one.
It yes, and say, and yes, oba ever depending on Berman. So let me see a very, very, very good thing. Good morning once again to those of you who have just joined us. The truth of the matter is, it is wrong for a woman to depend on a man. I repeat, it is wrong, totally wrong, for a woman to depend on a man. God never created a woman to depend on a man. No. Don't get confused. You are still on the same station. You are confused. It is the biggest error that you find that a woman is depending solely on a man. We are depending upon and we are depending on. And I'm saying both of them, whether depending upon, depending on, it is wrong.
Why is it wrong? Now, for chairman situation here,
you see, in this world, men should watch this. You can have a woman who will love you from the depth of her heart, but will marry a man that is more important than you. Look, I repeat my statement. You can find a woman who loves you. Her love for you is so crazy, but she'll be married to a man that she feels looks more important than you. So you are confused. Your wife is doing too many things out there, and you don't know why she's doing that. She's falling in love with somebody that won't take the cry and take, but she professes her vows to you, and she's genuinely showing that I want to be with you as a wife. But her heart is with another guy who she listens to more than you, but she doesn't want to lose you as a husband. Now watch it. There's a difference between a wife and a woman. God created a female. God created a female. And when God created the female, what happened in the creation was that God brought the female to the male, who was then a man. So God created the man and created a female. When he finished creating a female, God brought the female to the man, and the man saw that this is a female, but he is seeing a woman. So this lady looks like me, but there's a protruded breast. There is a butt. So there's a Coca-Cola shape. She has what I don't have. So God has brought a woman in the form of a female, but the man named her woman because she has a womb to continue procreation. Now, for Adam, who was a man, to be able to access female, who was Eve, the only protocol that gave Adam the right so that Eve can depend on Adam was to make Eve a wife. So no woman on earth was created to depend on a man. But every wife must depend on a husband.
And yes, oh, good, man. I'm sorry, I won't go.
That's what I say.
Well, company.
If you see a wife depending on herself, she's not married. She's a woman. But if you see that the wife is serving and enjoying the taking care of, enjoying the depending on and depending upon, then she is qualified. So women are not supposed to depend on men, but wives are supposed to depend on husbands.
So your wife,
you can never be the responsibility of any man on earth.
Since you say I'm watching, say, oh now bow for.
There's nothing called dependency.
On the man.
Never.
Okay. And not just say Berman was also in your wife for.
In philanthropism, adoye. So be your adoya. Onye onipa when it done so. Mind you, if somebody is just giving alms, you are not solely dependent on the person. It is as and when. He is not your regular provider. Onye regular provider. But baby obi wo enai a otumi si wo mpaya no. Osi ye kunu no man. Mo ne mo yire ne mo antena won tiasie mu a mo mpaya kwa no ba ye den ebesi. So the wife has a right to block the prayers of the husband. So it says a husband who doesn't take care of his home is worse than an unbeliever. So if you're not married to a woman and you have babies with a woman and you don't take care of her, you have not committed any crime. Next to Matthias. No, have a child with you. In your MFI. My responsibility is not MFI. It's a child. So I told you some time ago, or I've said it before, that when it comes to the institution of marriage, no wife can take care of her husband. Keep this word. No wife can ever take care of her husband. Rather, wives must learn how to serve husbands. And because you are serving a husband, the breadwinner must make sure that your needs are provided as a wife. But as a wife and a mother, you take care of children. So watch it here. Anytime you want to do marriage, your father, who is your father, papa, and you na said yes, sir, or besha wu abofran. Eti mene wo oba, ma said ye embofran enyawo. Eti oni kom remu bo, me no ni hwia ye je. Many kola na wo bi aye.
Tin kola na wo so pe ba bi mo metsna.
Eti na mrani show kitini se oni be ma wo. Na be ma no en high diamond oni kola na fa ni court. E so high diamond kola no, e so pe caretaker man kola no. The law will tell you what you are supposed to do. However, the enti ameme disika ko ma me na me ni bi kan ho say na nka enye se o ma me na ti o mo ho anka me ti o be sita. By law. Eti ya me di bi kan. Na won't you ntna baby, we are baby mama, we are demands. Baby mamas have no right to do personal demands.
They do the demand on
behalf of the children. So before you say I am irresponsible, because I paid fees, I paid rent, I paid feeding fee, I paid transportation and everything. But the reason why I'm useless is because anytime I'm bringing you the money, I bring you small biabenya. Look of you. So the responsibility and the dependence we are talking about is not on a man, but it is a sole dependency on a husband. So it is wrong.
Bemano and share. Oh, can I say was so sharp?
Yeah.
But say I was so many news to call dear Uncle free mobile. Was only anyone 100 year. Onya huodeng emfa ngam kola.
Brilliant. Eti na make kase. Say awale mu no, many so ani hu ya mere. Because she has to depend on me. That is why I sit. Anything I do for my children, they are second hand. My wife is my first point of call. So I don't get her school fees while she has a need. I take care of her need before I pay fees. If I have money and my wife is sick, no, if my mother is dying, my father is dying, my wife is dying, and they ask me who will I save, I'll save my wife and I'll bury my mother and father. Not because my wife is better than my mother and father. And stop saying you have only one mother, you have only one father, you can get many wives. Yes, but the current wife I have, I can't get that type again. Me. Oh, me you know one back up, no one back.
But say oh we do a back up.
No, you don't
responsibility this of any friend here.
No, many from a one year and I can hold back or no, or you're different. None of them are the same. So when I use it, I've lost something that is not the same like what I'll get.
Okay.
I can still get a wife, but not the same wife. So my responsibility is to take care of the children. However, I am thinking aloud that in all the movement, in all the dealings, One of the things I've come to learn is that when I was a friend, and Obia, you see your figure or more in a your friend and son. So what you mean to be there will send it to. So I think aloud that when I'm bringing 3,000 for the children, we all know I'm supposed to give you 3,000 to take care of the children, but I bring you 4,000. The 4,000 has no name, but it is named as one so fast so idea so na fire idea. And let me the banner china me the banner from buy. You know friend. And I scanned 3,000 at the buy. Message church in move. And I scanned 3,000. Last month 24,000 a buy. The buy said that this month there only 3,000 pen about. I mean just here.
Obega said na I mean the means rang. With the mean yare. With the mean to atade.
And Yama said you. Mrebi anchichiri you. Mrani to me and
any other thing I almost said. Oh, you put somebody in the family with it. And I said, what for hope? Get me cassette. And then if I know go to school. And I know you do maybe. And I know what's and what's it when the black baby. I know you am called Casa next week. I read to us.
Or not when the black. No, no, and now I fan. Mona Tuabia, I see a chin 30 years. I see a chin. It is a who school over 2 Mona. What I say, then on sale, brother. What two he did ya? I bet you look at because people are giving birth and they are saying, and Tiasia in your room. So to him on and Tiasia. Only a bit there on do fear see and any that and Tiasia. Now say and fear not to say, if I say, Yvonne Nelson, this are quite the emperor man grow me, Yvonne Nelson, as you say, or go you say, no sense, I quite your penny. And to me, fear, yet to me, Cassette, this of the Chelsea a monato. But be the defilement. I will fly on soon when I hear money one and then defilement. And you know, you'll be a cell school or primary 6. Now I call really one now, and you know, be dear some feature. I said, Marana Chelsea, you have defiled the child. And this is my caution. The child can still continue her education after delivery. Don't stop any child because of pregnancy not to continue. And you know, a different case. But the message I said, we will learn this next week that it is wrong for any woman to depend on a man. But it is right for every wife to depend on a husband. So if you are a wife and you are not depending on your husband, but you are taking care of yourself, you are not married. And you are committing an error. So depending on a man is wrong. And I don't know how they call depend. Because girl, we are only making brown or sachi. What had diamond? Who the school fees? Who man feeding money? It doesn't mean they're depending on you. They're not depending on you. Because these things you are doing, it is not an obligation. Dependency is by obligation. You can run away from it. That is why your children solely depend on you. Yes. And your baby only train pro kita resident answer podcast be again because or no. I know one train plan only card. On to me no bema only car and train plan da. And you only car. What? That's all no only car job at your worker. This is no. But in Kolamo Casasa, who is the boss? Because Basa, financial body should go down, so this will go. But it's good to make projection because look, poverty is lack of creativity. Nyanko bwana ambako ni wako nyante so. Enye na me the boy yo. Nyame bodia. Ena nam Adam ne nam edi throne. Na abre no go twi bia ni say. O pe bibia tena so. O twese nyame yakonya. Ena nyame ka tese me ne yakonya da kwagide. Fadua twitwa sen ho festival man 9. So God never made a chair, but gave man the ability to create, to make wealth. God never created a car. God never created microphone, but somebody tried to use the materials that God has created so that they could create something to alleviate poverty. Your voice can change your financial situation. So poverty can. I'm a baby want to make sure a lack of creativity. When you are creative, you will not go hungry. And you can feed your family. So a wife must depend on a breadwinner. Mind you, a wife is a bread eater. A husband is a breadwinner. So it is wrong for a woman to depend on a man. Don't depend on a man as a woman, but be useful in depending on a husband all around. I would deal with the fears of wife, which is the reason why they can't depend on their husbands. Women have a future fear, not present fear. Debia or trade that the man wallet is men wallet bear man in CK be a war account to me. While bear man in CK or Kitabet Masumadi there. Why are you confused? Never marry a man because you see there's a lot of money in his account. But marry a man because currently as you're speaking, he can take care of you. The reserve of a man is not what keeps marriage going. What they can provide. So that mind is the wrong perception. Once they think future, they will not be able to fully depend on their husband. And the dependency of the husband, next to God, will tell you when we say you are depending on the husband. It is a total dependence. A total dependence. And not partial dependence. And keep this as we run up and run away. Because keep this in your head. Hey, T. Your husband is not your father. Your husband is not your father.
Oh yes, I have a moment.
Let's go on to the wire. Your husband is not your father.
But
even though
you are the bread eater of the breadwinner.
As a wife. Thank you. Not as a
girlfriend.
Not as a
woman.
Not as a child.
Okay. And I said not as Libya.
You are a wife. And because of that, you are a bread eater. I am a breadwinner. And I'm saying that even though your father handed you, who gives these ladies hand in marriage? Then your father come, Mr. Lakotuku of so and so. Has this man performed every right? Yes. So your husband waits for you at the altar, and your father comes to hand over your hand into the hands of your husband, not to continue taking care of you as a father, but he's changing the status and saying that I have raised a girl. I have brought a girl out, and I've brought the woman out of a girl, handing her over to you for you to continue progression. Take her.
I was young. Yeah, breading CDC.
Yeah, this CDC. What is it? Why confused? The 0277. I have 609. Next to give a test, then you lines number. I have 644. 0277 609 644. Never ever depend on the man, but look for the strength and depend on the husband.
I was young. Yeah, the dream part. Do me be an anno pain. Yeah, be sick. The better counselor. And this I was there with the top of Pana Tobo. Now, she is very abasa. The building in and the same you are a mood dog. You told yes, I drink. What now? You don't know some coffee do lost. Hannah, I drink party with you. Is the order sender.
All right, thank you very much, Rex. Thank you. So like in our next 15 minutes, then we drop out with Harrison. So let me come up with your answer. Oba, online. And then this one, to me, you can't depend on me. I don't have any locus legitimacy. It's not within my right, as it were, to do anything for you. It's a bit Panama. And I'm gonna say yes. Mm-hmm. So and not shit. How's the lever? Eba, why you go? Tap about then what you about? What it down straight from 1 again, you go to Panyakon. So in 15 minutes we'll drop down. So what are your questions and this thing by the time we go right was so you see, I said, Jamaican can say, women, we've made them, we think they are vulnerable. We look at women like there's nothing they can do for themselves. So if we don't come into their aid, they can't do anything. That is not true. I don't believe in anything called women empowerment. I don't believe in it.
When you said, Bill, yeah, you don't believe in that.
The affirmative action bill is the biggest disappointment to me. Yeah. I'm saying it on record.
Why should it be a disappointment? Looking at the situation only Sunni buying near Mamma near money, baby, and then my car walk as it when in your the way is in home. Think away at the F1 mama or Martin Yamase. I must say, I'm a bomb and commit my answer.
But who told you that women have forgotten the way God created them?
But society is not helping.
Helping in what way?
Our socio-cultural norms.
That is not true. That is not true. Every bit of our culture puts the woman first. Every culture has placed the woman in a very advantageous position. Look, there's no way you have a case with a woman that you win. Why?
Sometimes you say we will be a question now pass will be a also we say they will always win.
Where did it come from?
If your problem is a ball.
So where have we undermined? Where have we marginalized? Where have we ostracized? Where have we suppressed women? In our culture. Give me
Obano or Shifie.
Okas Obano ye or Shifia.
Obano ye Nipa Yamedina Maya or Shifie.
Nyankopo Obano and Iswadi money Obano ye.
So on the ye and Seth was
that's all. It is Obano Shifia, Wafum Kwana.
Ohwefie fiade yoro dof enti emma no kwan ma ebi ono so na ni so adi
eyentro eyakwadefo sem
anechi.
It's a lazy talk that you can tell me that the woman is too occupied with her occupation to the extent that she cannot run a home. That is a lazy loose talk. Because the virtuous woman who has become a wife, her hand finds work to do. She wakes up early than the husband and goes to look for firewood from far. She is like a merchandise ship that brings food from far to feed the husband, to feed the children, and even her maidservant. That is the corporate woman. My brother, if you find out that a fish is going to learn how to swim, is it an error or is modernization? Error. So where? Thank you. So God has put in everything He created the mandate to operate. And nobody can take what is in you. That is why you can see people that you believe they are useless. But there's a talent in them. They drink, they smoke, they sneak cocaine. Every evil thing you think is wrong, they are doing it. But when they hold the microphone, they can still sing. Because what God has given you, call your gifting that God gave you. Nobody can redeploy you with your gifts. Look, you can be sacked from a workplace because of your CV, but nobody can sack you because of your gifts. No, go to School of Journalism. MFA. Go to School of Journalism. Go and learn how to read news. They will teach you all the tactics. But keep this in your head. As they teach you the tactics, when you come and it is part of your skills and your talent, your presentation is different. I graduated with more than 2,000 plus counselors. I can count less than 20 who are practicing what they learned. It's not because of a bone. They went to study the counseling, but they have gifts in them to be able to articulate. It's not there. So I speak 5 minutes, and it carries volume than the speech of a president for 2 hours. So when you are created as a woman, all you need to do is to discover who you are as a woman. And mind you, the only comparison a woman can do on earth is to compare herself to herself.
If
there
can say the member a bit near here, our no say Beijing conference. As Uncle Mono Yedia Pemena, I was a man, Omujino Monaso, and it is handsome. That
is where the distortion is happening. That is where the manipulation is happening. That is where we are changing the orientation of what God has put in you. Are you a male or you are a female? He put in you the ability to succeed. He put in you the ability to become what nobody else can be. My brother, listen. Over 500 million spermatozoas were released. And while they released the sperm, the active one that God wanted to survive with the ability, with the talent, with the gift in it, He pushed you to swim to the point, fertilize egg, and ask yourself, there 499,000 left. Where are they?
Why is you?
You are a winner. So you are a winner as a woman. You are a winner as a man. Why do you want somebody to remind you of who a man is? Why? Why should you be reminded? Why should, so that is where I am. You see, I live for women. I live with women. And I will forever support every woman. But I am against the support of a woman who is requesting to be a man. That's a game. I don't want to find myself with any woman who is looking for the opportunity of becoming a man. There's nothing called equality. There's nothing called equality. So the fact that we are asking that should women depend on a man, somebody is helping you pay your fees, somebody is helping you do this, somebody is helping you do this. I mean, you cannot solely depend on a person. One young lady said that when you're going out with a married man, your emotions are intact, but your feminism should not be intact. Because where you are cannot be forever. It's a temporary usage. I mean, when you're sitting on a show like this, you know you're doing 2 hours, you know you're doing 4 hours. So as you walk in, you prepare plus or minus 5 hours. Plus or minus 5 hours. So why will you say I'm stressed? Why will you say I'm hurt? Why will you say I'm out? Why will you say Charlie? And I'm a place. No. So I have not gotten. I went to the assembly press. I wanted to buy a copy of the Affirmative Action. I think it's not there. I don't know if you got it now. Because I really want to study the locus, the reason for the Affirmative Action Bill. What is it? Is it for politicians? Is it to give women enough space in politics, or what? Yeah. Is it to what part? But who says women were not in politics since the Second World War? They have always been there.
But so way back. My sister, I'm my whole time. System now you practice and
my brother, it's a man's world.
It's not a woman.
Challenge my will. For back when you know you can pass the left and I can tell an assistant. But you okay about finding what you want to say, buy that cat. In again,
and yeah, marry us.
That is a man's world. And the fastest women will know that it's a man's world, the faster it will help them to be able to become what God wants them to be. So we say it's wrong for a woman to depend on a man. It is because God created them with everything that should make them become who they are supposed to be. Watch it here. If you are a prostitute, all right, you are not depending on a man. You are offering service.
Right.
Bema. Now, I'll be here, shower. A service no yo, or deliver service. Or to say a caterer, or to say a teacher. And who here shower? No, be a teacher.
Teacher,
who here shower?
Teacher, you didn't want to talk.
Ade.
On your own. Teacher, you different.
Ade.
Teacher, you know.
And yet,
you know about teacher, you know. Or
Bema, when they are showered, men can you want TV?
Oh, I said that. Okay. But don't be near.
No TV.
Ade.
So you're here.
I don't know who did it. Oh,
that's how who this car. I shower will say, who is going to be for you? And that when you scar for shower. They can't show for somebody who will.
That is as I'm okay. I make us mean for boom.
Everyone can say, everyone be there now. Can't go every
as I make I say, oh, sir, teacher, dear, on your day, I dare the room to mention that.
But Bema Wabada.
As I'm better, I was with him.
No, I said Wabada.
As I'm better,
oh, I said, Mr. Wabada.
Baby.
Hey, now I'm buy. Send you now, Bema, to your what to be another. Now the Bible to a refuge.
Why would I don't yard it?
No, why would the Bible to a refuge?
What can I say?
What's your Bema who cried at him?
And no bar.
And you guess yes, what to teach your phone. Say, baby, I have body ko ye ko 10, 11 home. Not 10:45. Now you are doom. Or baby, I'm a quite so bad chair will be one grow dear.
So, about Muslim Kakaro.
Now, when you man can our own son,
they decide to nip me, you know,
see me. Or Barney Bearman come, Pema grab Bearman who's son or Bahun son. So, women have finished making men enjoy on top of the clouds, whilst they have never gotten to orgasm. And told you want to teach them why you're careful. Because the Bema is far-fetched. So if you compare prostitutes to teachers, please, they are equal. It is all a profession. There is no work that is greater than prostitution. They are all professional works. So if you find yourself doing prostitution, whether in disguise, mainstream, or underground, but we have prostitution in levels. So whichever level you are, whether you are in the mainstream prostitution, you are underground prostitute, or you are a prostitute in disguise, any which way, you are still a business person. Why do you say that you depend on men to feed? As we are sitting here, who will pay us? Is it not the company owner? Are we not working? Is it dependency? No, we are working. So our outcome and our gain is as a result of work. So when you say that women are depending on men to buy a house, depending on men to own a car, depending on men to go to school, you are using the wrong word. They are gainfully employed. If you are a side chick and you depending on the man, you are working. He said, "We are a side chick. How are you doing? You are not depending on the man.
Who are you doing?
Man. That is why you are called a mistress. When he sees you, he What na Accra? Boys here do 100 Ghana, 50 Ghana. Now tell you, what share Oskelibia and you will put this yet on their shower. 7. Number you if you Accra, Makodi would buy. I'm $1,000. Endorse will be about $1,000. And your trainer and I travel from.
Different.
What's your crap? Boys, you do any 100, not 20 of a car. Sa trainer, yes, I swear they could back would be about $1,000. I can't say now. Then I said, no, the man was same. It took right to continue to grow. Now, maybe I said, a Jumaya, a Jaya, a good deal, but he did what Ghana. The ban is saying as a sea and when you walk. A ban is saying and when you walk.
Or changing location.
But that's all. And you do money, yeah. So on depending on me. But she's offering service. That is why when your service doesn't come regular, it's likely you will not have your income. Oh yeah. And you meet your office, you are not depending on me, you are offering service. So I don't worry when I'm going out with you and the other men around. There's no problem. Why should you worry? The only person you get worried is the one that you have legitimacy, a wife. Because she solely depends on you by law. So it is wrong for a woman to depend on a man. And any woman watching me that you think you are depending on a man, check whether you are depending on a man or you are offering service.
So who offers service there? A Juma na oye.
Juma back one. Who says it for multiple streams of income?
So we are mistress.
We are mistress too.
So you Juma be.
Hey, now mistress, now your needs cannot be met. Multiple stream of income. Because you are your own breadwinner. You don't have a breadwinner. A wife has a breadwinner. A woman doesn't have a breadwinner except your father. And before your father, you are not a woman, you are a daughter. Agree daughter. Once you don't, if you don't want to be a daughter, you want to be a woman, then work so you don't depend.
So and if you want to work, but
a gift of the man will open a way for you to the heart of kings. What make us a what to walk? Abaya bibi na no one ne kunu te ho e na okọ one day one trip bi okọ ba and then kunu boy bi o we ni kakra wa taifa and na bibi sie no nya kwan no tu kwan ko Australia e kwan to 7 days all san in chaba no kita $9,000 oba no de boy die o si e bifun say dey coin what na ko ehu sa 9 years e di ni sa 20 Ghana 40 Ghana o china say ye ma okra ye tiatia. For these 7 days, I was Australia, but no get that $9,000. I said, we can't necessarily. Such a number. We put my one home money to say,
oh dear.
A branch is you swap. And some phone call when they call you one, sir, a kaya. I said, check to never $9,000, sir. Now, when it's a branch will be $20.
Answer, yes,
So you see, when I'm saying that no woman should depend on a man, most of you don't get the picture. It is wrong for you to depend on a man as a woman, but it is right for you to depend on a husband as a wife. God willing, next week, we will go into this conversation very well. Like Grace says about packaging. The packaging is very important. But if you are forcing yourself to be like a man, you become a disgrace and a laughing stock. The world will always be a man's world. And if all our women are going to become like us, we'll have problem and chaotic situation. Don't ever depend on a man as a woman, but show your dependency on a husband as a wife. Whatever you were looking for is inside you. Poverty is lack of creativity. My sister, do something. Do something. Do something. Just like me. I sell ginger honey chips. I do more than 10 multiple streams of income generation. I do a lot. So you come to Original TV and your work is 4 hours. So you don't have anything else to do, I agree. But those of you who do just morning and maybe afternoon news and it's done, why do you go and use the rest to sleep? Why? My bro, sorry, Tamo. Now me, I mean, radio, sorry. This is the second place I'm coming. From here, I'm going to do 10 to 12. From 10 to 12, I am doing from 1 to 5. From 5, I am doing from 5 to 11. From 11, I'm doing from 11 to 3 a.m. And now I go home at 2:25. My last show ended at 1:50. Red light. Second I kakra because little drops of water makes a mighty ocean. So there's something in you. Who is Shatawale? Who is Tomboy? Who is Amachi Dede? Why not Amachi Dede? Look, people crowd not to see Amachi Dede. People crowd because of what Amachi Dede have become. Who is Michael Jordan? Because of his height? No. When you put Shatawale on a flyer, why are people coming? It's not because they're going to see his big mouth or his body or something, or because he's slim, but his voice, Stonebwoy, his voice. So I believe that before you say I'm depending on somebody, then you want to fight poverty. And the best way to fight poverty is to be creative. Be creative. Beauty is creativity. Obakoko, Uchema, Obia become conscious. Obatumtum, you show 3 times, you show 2 times. And again, you want to power. You never want to be you. You can't, and yes, you can't, you want to. You can't, you do a boom. But Obakoko, he's the Italy. We are the 2 times, you see, I can't was a boom. And Obakoko, even you done them, so bad to. I don't care so bad to me a few. But when you say you're too much, share the Abama was ragged Yako. But why should you do the best I get to? So someone sent chili back. One himself may say, "Aye, you're both in you will be you look like a caricature. Now they be how come your body? Now we put this, you say, no, are you sick or say no? Are you sick or say no? Is it my hair? Oh, why this one? It will be okay in 3 days. By 3 days time, it will be fine. Why you don't like my hair? Why you don't like my? And then as I'm sure again, we got trimming the near to Friday. We got trimming the eye again. Well, trimming. I mean, when you see what is wrong with you? Or see, me say I could be in cow with my onion and butterfly. And at the why the person I'm saying, hey, this is a partner. Make me want to throw off his hand check. Beauty is creativity. Choose what you wear. So the affirmative day is not to make women equal to men. I wish it is a product.
I'll look for the software.
I'll be happy. Give me the software
so that we can discuss. I like that.
I am against women.
Who can we are? Concerns
because I am against women empowerment.
Because a man the last time honorable the former gender minister Otiko Jamba. And women are more active politics.
So if the affirmative bill is to push women into politics because it's a man's world, I'm against it, but let's leave them there. Because no man goes through a cycle for menstruation every month. So, as you said, you don't go to the maternity ward to go and deliver. So you don't have 9 months of work. You don't have exclusive breastfeeding time. So how can you compare yourself to a man? So when I'm employing a woman, I consider a lot of things that can come up, like menstruation, mood swings, going to get married to make babies, changing of location by virtue of the husband because when she's married, she's not on her own. And you are bringing an affirmative bill so that you can kick against your husband's. I've not read it.
So I'll give you the software now. Yeah, 12. Ejebusia.
Iris, let me show up. And then I met my domina Berman and him ding any man's in commodity Iris. Now I'm saying that poverty is lack of creativity. So look at my product. My ash bag is as a worker now in the ash bag. Okay. I'm from microphone into an okay for microphone. That's all. So I is a very cool. And so I come in I have brand here. I bread. All going so. And that's all go up there. I said, but share me TikTok. Who's going to say pass the beer baby man? Yeah, but to say pass like any beer. There is beer me. That's beer and take one family. I'm at the back from your own fields. Ash bag me that but every I'm not thank you very much. My issue is that women and men cannot be the same. Ash bag this was that. Let me find you. Sounds good. And for me, I will tell you. Guys, you have a friend was a phone. Was the soon one as was you. So about body. I didn't put you. I'm telling you. No, on chat, I said, if you get. So I'm closing in 2 minutes. So I am not against women, but I support the fact that we should not push women to become men. If you lose your orientation as a woman, among all human beings, you become more useless. Be useful. Be useful. Let your creativity become the best. And I'm saying that beauty alone can change your lifestyle. Well, because we are discussing women, MSP 30 is still available for every woman. Every woman needs to drink MSP 30 to avoid menstrual cramps, menstrual pain, less flow, painful menstruation. 0277 609 644. Don't force to be made a man because you think that becoming a man will cause you to achieve a lot. Watch it. For the men, they cannot drink MSP 30, but they can only drink or swallow this capsules called Tonga Tali capsules. Tonga Tali capsules. Tonga Tali capsules. Tonga Tali capsules. It is for men. As for this one, is unisex. For the teeth, it's called Gingerville toothpaste. Ruby. Now, Osia we are there. Gargle it if you have a sore throat. Wash your mouth if your mouth smells. Brush your teeth with Gingerville toothpaste. Above all of them, the main sponsor. Now on the block, Makpe ginger honey powder. Makpe ginger honey powder. We have brought the powder now. Now you try the powder and see. This is the honey powder. It's not for soup. It's not for stew. This one is for porridge. It's for your cocoa. You can eat it direct. Free. Lick it. It is ginger honey powder. And the same way, I have the chips here. It's the chips that have been made into powder. Ginger honey chips. It is here. And you can have the same thing in a pouch. But the pouches are in outside Ghana. So in Australia, in Germany, in America, and now in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. 862-215-2007. 862-215-2007. And in Ghana, both the powder and the raw, or the crispy one, or the chips. 0277-609-644. I'm grateful you came to join me. Thank you for being part of my show this morning. Next week, God willing, we will finish this topic in a very good dimension. Should women depend on men? Or should wives depend on husbands? If you're a woman watching me, never depend on a man. Use what you have to get what you want. And when you do so, is not dependency, but it is work. Let your gift work for you. Beauty is gift. Sex is gift. Speech is gift. You are an MC not because you are good, but your appearance alone will help. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Till I see you again. If you are going through any trouble or any problem, you can call me on 0277 609 644 and we'll solve our issue. We have an issue we have to solve. So please join me to solve it by calling me. Don't die in a dying relationship, but look for help. In the whole wide world, call 0277 609 644. I'm out of here for now. God willing, I will see you again today. Anywhere you are, remember, nobody can do what you do. So don't stop what you're doing. Nobody can do what you do. So don't stop what you are doing. Continue doing what you are doing. Like somebody says, I want to be me. Please be me. Thank you all very much on Facebook. Thank you on YouTube. Without you, who will come and watch? Don't stop watching me. Continue watching me. And remember, as long as you don't stop watching me and continue watching me, I will always be your strength and will make sure that all things will work together for your good because you are good. Good night, good morning, good afternoon. Till I see you again, remember, nobody can be you except.
Is bad breath distancing you from your friends? Worry no more, because NBF Gingival Gel will put a smile on your face again. It is good for bad breath, tooth decay, and gum issues. NBF Gingival Gel has antioxidant properties of vitamin C and E and soothing properties of propolis. It can also be used as a toothpaste. You can also mix it with water and gargle with it. Always remember that anytime we talk about bad breath, NBF Gingival Gel will be there to do the magic. For bulk purchase, contact Light Pharma and Leading Pharmaceuticals or call us on 0200-799-325 or 0267-569-764. NBF Gingival Gel, your new best friend for your mouth. This advertisement has
I hope you can hear the sound of what I'm chewing. It's nothing but it's ginger honey chips. Ginger honey chips. Now in the United States of America, everywhere you want, 862-215-2007. You can chew it like this, or better still, put it on your cocoa, rice water, oatmeal. You can put it in your akpatashi, your whiskey, your brandy, anything you want to put it on it. It's so nice. So nice, nice, nice.